type in the number.
It's you type in the number and then just
Hello,
the next.
everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Midnight Spark. We're sparking a little earlier. Like we said, we are starting at 11 Eastern Standard Time. And then Central and Mountain and California, they're abouts, whatever the time is for them. And we have Kim with us tonight. We have Roz with us. And we have the amazing Julie Rocks. And Julie, did you see that what I sent you from a long time ago?
Was there homework? What?
No, I sent you when we first were talking about the game of life and how you play it. Yeah. I did a TikTok and I was in amazement and I sent it to you. I thought you saw it, and it
I
was like
didn't.
3
So
years
why
ago.
don't you play it right now?
It's in our chat. Okay, so I made like a 4-part series, like, so I now know like the whole story again.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me go to our
something you can queue up, or like, can you? Because there's a little share thing.
Just need to give me a minute.
Listen to me sound like an old woman. There's that share thing somewhere on this.
No, because I have our text.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, cool.
I guess I didn't put it. I guess I put it in the Julie thing, and not the Roz.
The group chat. Okay. Well, let me see. Do you need me? That's the group. I'm sorry, I've been out of commission today.
Have you been busy today, Julie?
Yeah, busy and not busy and busy and not, just back and forth. It's that fast brain thing that's happening right now. And then Gilligan didn't really want to sleep last night. So my brain goes super, super fast. I get everything on my list that I need to get done. And then I maybe check off 1 or 2 things, but I've spent so much brain power coming up with what are all the to-dos, that then I need to slow my brain down. It's hard to describe.
So, Julie, could you just send me a text from your phone and then I could
sure.
That?
Listen how busy this one is. She has so many friends. Julie, could you send me a text?
No, I can't find that.
It's okay. I don't see it in there unless it was from a few days ago, or
did I send it to everybody then, maybe?
Because if I just look at the most recent text we shared, then it was. I go as far as attachments. I go to your amazing clean house. And I think it would be after that one, right?
Who has an amazing clean house? I want to go there.
I did this thing where I had an undivided hour of attention to cleaning, and it worked.
An hour?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't like answer the phone. It's not in there.
Well, put your phone on vibrate, have some boundaries and say, no, I'm doing it.
Yeah, but I needed like an uninterrupted month.
But a month needs to happen 1 hour at a time sometimes too, right?
Yeah, which is why it's taken me 6 years.
I know.
Aha. This could be all that.
And you probably reinvented your house. I mean, I've only been here, over a year something, and you probably reinvented your house 3 or 5 times in that short amount of time.
Oh yeah, and you haven't seen it now.
Yeah, I know there's like something new to see. I'm sorry if you catch it. I just realized I'm like itching on camera. I'm trying to do it below my fabric, but I'm having a reaction. So
it had to be. I'm just going to go back into the file. So who wanted to know how to do the filter on TikTok?
Me.
So you hit the plus sign, and then you hit There's filters to the left. I'll show
Do I
you.
have to have enough people to go live in order to
No.
do that?
No, you can put a filter on when you're just doing a picture of yourself even.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm.
I just want to see if I can like be
How
your
gorgeous
sister.
you are as the I
It's
think
pretty
it says
fabulous.
sexy mama or something is the filter. So funny. I am like literally so friggin' gorgeous. I'm in love with myself. I just really wish I looked like that all the time.
Your hair looks great.
Oh, thank you.
She has the best hair.
She
I didn't
does.
know you could get in the hairline like 5 times. I would have kept going back to the hairline.
What do you mean?
Sorry, I'm thinking like when our souls decide to come back and you get in the different lines. Like I want the nice legs. I want the cool hair. Right. I just went in the hairline. Maybe I missed the hairline.
You didn't go on the hairline.
I didn't get in line to get the great hair. And then Debbie Ann's been there like 10 times.
Yeah, right. My grandmother had white hair. It was like so cool. And then my mother wound up with it. So I guess I'll get it too.
Yeah. There's that silver. So I think it's that German side of my family. Many of them have this just shiny, sparkly silver hair. And then on another side of the family, it's more kind of that dull gray.
Wow,
It's
it's a
so
long
fun.
time ago, Jewel.
Yeah, it must have been because I'm not, or is there another Julie in your phone? Because that happens often. Someone thinks they
Oh.
texted me and they texted someone else.
No, I'm looking on TikTok how long ago we did
Oh.
that
Oh, you're asking me to look at my TikTok. I don't use my TikTok.
yeah, so
I'll just go to notifications and see if it pops up real quick. No, maybe see, and sometimes I get these notifications, and because my lock screen is, I just click like open and think it'll go there after I put in my passcode or whatever, and then it doesn't go there, and then now the notification's gone, so I forget what I clicked on. I never go back to figure it out. So inboxing me is probably the last way you're gonna get a hold of me.
yeah, I think I probably sent it to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh well, we can talk about it tomorrow, so we're not stuck on the
Yeah,
phone.
why don't we do that?
I can say Melanie was such a treat to have on our first show. I invited her and let her know that our hour had changed in case.
Yeah.
And this is the answer I get. You just have to hear this. Well, I'm currently in the Galapagos Islands and going on to Machu Picchu, so I won't be able to join you.
She's in Ecuador headed to Peru.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you guys ever see that 5.5 hour movie with, now Kim might be able to help me with movie title right now. Or the freaking actress. It was in Peru. It was Machu Picchu. Oh, I'm trying to even get her.
I was watching a 5.5 hour movie.
It's old. It's Bette Midler. Okay, so you may not be able to do it in one sitting, but it's her spiritual awakening, and it's like documentary style movie, but it still feels like a movie. And I'll look it up. Who did I just say? Bette Midler. I can get
Are you
it.
sure it's Bette Midler, not Shirley MacLaine?
It's Shirley MacLaine. Yeah.
Okay,
What's
I'm
the
glad you
title?
did that.
Do you remember the title of this one? Because it's worth it. Like, just sit down to it as a series.
Yeah,
Start
what
it
was
off.
the title of her book? The title of her book was Out on a Limb.
Is
So
that
that
the
may
name of the
be-
movie? That sounds right.
That might be the name of the movie too.
Shirley.
How do I know this?
Right. I knew you'd jump in there. I don't know. And I saw it so young that it really formed bigger beliefs about this universe and the way things happen. Let me see if it has film. Oh, look at that. It's on YouTube, part 1 of 2.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Everything's
go
on
watch that.
YouTube. Everything's on YouTube.
It's from Out on a Limb, is 1987 miniseries, based on her autobiographical book, Her Spiritual Journey and Personal Experience. So it's a two-part, 5-hour miniseries. I had that right
Who
from
directed it?
1987. I'm not on the IMDb. Will it say it in this? Oh, it's going to IMDb. Let me
No, what
check.
did it say? The first thing you said. Something.
Whoops. Then I clicked on the, now I have to find
You
the,
said Out on a Limb miniseries.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
so it has Shirley MacLaine, Charles Dance, John Hurd. Those are the stars in it. I'm trying to see what the description says. So Debbie Ann Ross, have you guys heard of this? The director is Robert Butler. Well, for 2 episodes. Huh.
Hmm.
Her books are good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard of Shirley MacLaine.
I'm trying to get to the actual description, but it's IMDb's.
She's an Academy Award-winning actress.
Yeah.
She used to be a big deal.
Yeah, she wrote a
Until
couple-
everybody said she was crazy when she wrote Out on a Limb.
Yeah, she wrote more
She's-
than that, right?
Oh
She
yeah,
wrote-
yeah.
Yeah, a couple of others after that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, she's got like at least 4 or 5. Because
So it says that.
the other really big one is Dancing in the Light.
Yeah. I haven't read that, but
Debbie Ann is, you probably have those books in your mom's stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm thinking of Passages, but that's not her, right? I definitely.
let
I
me
have
see-
Shirley MacLaine books for sure.
Let me see what books she's done.
So this one, this, film, I don't know, it goes through, it takes you to California, various locations around the world, New York City, Europe, and the Andes Mountains in Peru. And that's where you just, it's just jaw-dropping, how beautiful everything is. So it put that place on my bucket list. And I was probably in high school when I watched it. Something needs to have on the background. But you're going to get the same, the film quality of 1987. That's the only
Yeah.
downside. So we need to remaster that. I'm a big fan.
I
Huh.
kick myself when I look at these freaking old TikToks. I had nothing better to do but just create TikToks all day.
well, I gotta say, the very first day that my brother came to work for me in Los Angeles on a movie, I sent him in my red Jeep Wrangler, not knowing his way around LA, to deliver a script to Shirley MacLaine
Yeah, that's crazy.
in horrific Malibu fires. Not like we just had, but bad ones. But he made it, he did it, and I made him do it. I can't believe, isn't that a horrible sister? I made him deliver that script even though there was a fire because we had to get it to Shirley MacLaine.
Wow. Well, I don't think so. Here's the problem: is somebody's got to do it, right? Like I got to pull in favor because everybody else is gonna say no to me right now.
It's Hollywood.
Like you're it.
I used to sell Jeep Wranglers. What year was it?
Oh, my Jeep Wrangler is it a 90? Yeah, it must be.
I was there.
Yeah, a 90. Yeah,
I worked there from 90 to like 90.
the 4-cylinder with the horrible catalytic converters. Yeah.
Oh, and a stick.
Uh-huh.
There
And
was
we
a
still
stick. You go,
Oh, yeah.
girl.
and we still have it. And my brother drove it for years, and it's actually the red Jeep in the Britney Spears "Baby Hit Me One More Time" video or
It's
breakout video.
the real video.
Mhm.
It's the real Jeep. That's so cool.
Yeah.
We had a Sahara Jeep that was actually in the parade with the guy that got his ear bit off. Spinks.
Oh yeah. The fight. Yeah, Mike Tyson bit his ear.
Yeah, Mike Tyson bit his ear. He was in it, and all the Jeep, the Sahara Desert Series or something was signed.
Nice.
Holyfield.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Holyfield
Evander
and
Holyfield.
Evander.
Yeah, that's so fun. It's a great story. Is my girlfriend bought a Jeep from me, and you're supposed to keep the top up, like when you put it in New York, you have to buy the hard doors and then put a soft top on it, and you take the top off and you store it somewhere because you just need to. You can't have a soft top all year round. And so she did that, and she put the top up, and we're like, Dawn, like, you have to leave it for a couple of days, even put some water on it, let it like get like a little softer. So she takes it down, and her car is disassembled in like the driveway, like half-assed, right? And I walk into the house and she's crying. I can't get my top up.
Been there, done that.
And she's like, eh. So I called my friend Dean, who had hundreds of Jeeps and had many tops, and he came over and he's just like, when we get this up, you leave it up. And she also drove it up on a snow pile once, and like it sunk into the snow pile. She was just like,
Oh.
she just thought that she could do everything it did on the commercial.
I did too. And I've been living in
Did.
California. I rarely put the top up, but those first they weren't first, but those years, they were so hard. They were zippers and
And
ugh,
snaps and
yeah,
snaps and rolling.
snaps and rolls and yeah. I just recently had a Jeep Wrangler, and I was surprised how the tops had changed. It just like click, click, flip.
Yeah. Too funny.
So fun.
Good memories.
Yeah.
My shoulder's killing me again. What the heck?
How did your meeting go today?
It went really good.
Oh,
Update,
I'm so
update.
excited.
Yeah, so I got up at like 8 o'clock, and I was having coffee and getting ready, and he called it exactly 9:30. And I said, like, there's a few things here that, like, aren't sitting very well with me. And he's just like, well, like what? And I hit him with the invention thing, the first thing.
Mhm.
Like, oh, if I get an invention. And he's like, that's still in there? So I was like, I'm like, if I create like an attachment for a juicer on my blender, like you own the patent for it? I'm like, I don't even get that. And then I did tell him that I do other things. And I said, but I don't clock in or out. Like if I'm out at night and somebody asks me about like equipment, I'm going to sell them the equipment at 10 o'clock at night or at, I just don't ever, I'm just on. And he was like, okay. And then he explained to me that I don't have to go there for the first, 90 days.
Yeah.
Well, you
I'll go like
don't.
once or twice. And then he was saying like his customers, and I'm like, your customers? Like, how many customers do you have here?
I love this.
Like, I got like,
What's your Rolodex look like? Because I can bring you mine.
I'm like, you want to switch? Like, like they'll be
Becca's
yours.
got 97.
And like, I sold 297 like in 5 months. So like, I mean, how many customers you have here? And then he was telling me that he's got 4 mechanics here. So, and I'm like, well, do I get to do Long Island too? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm giving you the biggest territory that you could possibly handle. You could go to the Hamptons. You could go to Manhattan. You could go to Westchester. You could go to wherever you want to go. I'm like, okay, well, where your techs are, that's where I'll go first,
Yeah.
And then I
right.
was talking to my friend Larry that still works for the company. He works for the MTA. He just is at the MTA all day long, mass transit, like the trains, not the buses, right? He's there all day long. And he goes, Debbie, since you're going to be selling now, he goes, the MTA buys more than the equipment that Alta sells them. They buy everything. I go, excuse me? And he goes, yeah. He goes, remember that guy? I think his name is like Devash or something like that. I go, yeah, I remember him. You got to go see him because he'll buy stuff from you without a doubt. So like I have like that customer, and then I'm like, Larry, if everything gets crazy over there, you got to come with us. And he's just like, Totally. So like exactly what we wanted to happen is going to wind up happening, but we're going to work for a different company, you
Yeah.
know?
So
So
I think that'd be helpful, right? Let's put it out there to the viewers. I think, Debbie Ann, you have this great confidence, right? And going into an interview, you went in uncomfortable about what a contract says, but instead of avoiding it, most people would have avoided it and just signed it. Like, I don't like anything that says. So if you gave someone, that quick prep time of, let's talk about your interview. What do you want? What's the uncomfortable part? What do you want to get across? That's huge. I
yeah, and
don't think many people would have done that. And if you would give them like an opportunity to role play like an interview, I've heard this actually. And I don't know if it's on Twitch or there's, a couple of platforms I've heard where you can get into these groups and actually role play interviews as you're getting ready to, you know, apply for different positions and you finally get the call back. I think you'd be
so
great at that.
I actually, did lots of interviews because I worked at like a place where we had pretty big turnover. And
Mhm.
I would just like recruit people because it was so much easier than waiting for people to come in. So I worked when I was in the photo lab was outside of the mall. And then I would go into the mall to get things, and there'd be like people that were awesome. And I'm like, what are you doing working at this ice cream place? You could come work for us. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much more fun out there. So I would just recruit people all the time. When I worked in the dealership, the girl that was in the tanning place, I'm just like, what are you doing here? You're a great salesperson. Come sell cars with us. She became the after sale person. She she made so much money. She was killing.
Wow.
They made a reality show about her, but she wouldn't sign off on it because they made her look really bitchy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she was just like, I'm done. But
There's always a dark side. You're not,
she she would
there's no
walk in
reality
with
show that doesn't have the
her
drama.
nails
What?
done and her toes, and they'd be like, excuse me, like, where were you? And she's like, at the bank, like, like with the nails like this. They offered us an insane amount of money. Um, my boss had this envisionment that there would just be women in a dealership and they would run the whole dealership. There would be guys there, but they'd be like in the background. Like, so
Yeah.
we had this awesome girl that was like at the service counter, going to keep her there. Then they're going to keep the secretary there. Then I was going to be like the sales and she was going to be the after sale. And they offered us so much money and we're like, hot shit. Like we just turned down like all this money. And he's like, why? Why don't you want the? Because we both had better jobs at that time, right? And he's just like, I can't believe you. And we're like, and you won't be happy unless we're crying to your wife, going, he's so. Mad at us. But he did wind up doing it with Fiat,
Yeah.
and he called it a boutique. And my girlfriend Cami actually was the general manager. And
Oh,
they've
good.
been working there, yeah. And they had like cool hours, and they could, so those little cars.
Yeah. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, it definitely works as a technique, right? As long as there's a woman in charge. Because if you're going to have some sort of military regimen, that's not going to work, right? Let the women tell you how it's done.
And she would go and do like appraisals on cars and stuff, and just like call the appraisers up and be like, I got this, and this, and they trusted her. And she was really good. But they offered us so much money. We're like, we just walked away from all that money. But she was making even more than me. Like it was a ridiculous amount of money. But yeah, you can make money in that business, but it rules your life.
Oh, yeah.
So
You're just never not working. You're just always, I mean, it's just so many long hours. But there was something different when I was selling cars in Texas. And then I was moving to Boston. Maybe it's Massachusetts, it's a little different. I don't know. But the hours were less. And so I thought about hanging on to, the car sales for a minute. And then I had a better opportunity with Gateway. And it was literally the hours and just the pavement. Like I just felt like I was covered in pavement when I left. And then winter, I'm like, I'm never going to be on the lot in the wintertime. So,
And I could
but
see
there was
you.
something different. Do you know? Is it that it's like, is it 7 days a week in Texas versus 5 to 6 days a week on the East Coast? There was something really, really different. And maybe it wasn't open till like 9 p.m. or something insane.
It was when I was there. I
Okay.
think it was open
Yeah.
till 8 when I worked at Mercedes. But there's this thing that you have to like, Roz, you have to like be a lady when there's people in the place, but then the minute the guys, people aren't there, like you're hiking up your skirt, you're like putting on license plates, you're like peeling out cars, and then when you step out of the office, it's like, oh hi, you're like, can I help you?
In Utah, car dealerships are not open on Sunday.
Yeah, and they aren't in Oklahoma either. I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they do that, here because they say, oh, people can't get there during the week and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I still there's still people here that would like to do things on Sunday. It's just
It's just
there's a lot of places that aren't open on Sundays here.
Well, and it wouldn't be that bad if they would rotate schedules, but the schedule never gets rotated. So when it is a 7 day business, you end up being there 7 days. Even with, assertive boundaries, there was just no way around it. I'm like, this is just not like you have no day to reset. I'm used to having like that the whole weekend to reset where it's like I get my house in order, I get my laundry done, I'm ready for the next something. I get to take a breath. I'm not constantly in burnout mode. So when it's 7 days a week, that just it turns into burnout real quick for me.
My
And I'm
dad
I
was
trying
had
to
to
do
have
that
like
days.
a
dealer.
cleaning lady and a personal assistant and
Yeah.
everything else when I was doing it. And I'm just like, whatever,
Mhm.
But the back to the guy, he says, not the guy, this guy, my boss, he's like, I'm looking for somebody that like I don't want to be looking for somebody, he's like, we're like a family. And I'm just like, I was gonna stay at that other place till like I retired, And then I said, like, I'd be happy to stay for like the next, however long until I retire. And he's just like, I said, like, I don't know, maybe like 10 years. And then he goes, even if I get 5 out of you, Debbie, I'm good. Like that, And then he was just very fair. He was very upfront. I told him that I did the real estate stuff too. And I said, I'm not, it's not going to eat up all my time because I'm just doing advertising with them. They
Yeah.
did such a great friggin' advertisement today that like I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that coming. I'm gonna send
So
it.
did you take the job?
Yeah, I totally took it.
Oh, great.
So where did it land then on the contract? Because that's the only part you were truly nervous about, right? So there were two things. It was about the inventions and non-compete, or however the NDA. And are you writing an addendum so it reflects? No?
Nope.
Okay. Are you Xing it out before you sign?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
No, because I'm just like, first of all, if I had an idea, I don't have to tell him I had an idea for a juicer in my kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought about it too. Like when I was developing those things, I just gave it to Walter anyway. And he knows that the other company does the salary the way they do it,
Mhm.
so he knows. And he's just like, Debbie, you're going to be making more money than you made there. And
Okay,
it's
good.
what I wanted. I wanted to be what's called a dual salesperson.
Yes, right.
Hardly
You
anybody's
deserve
a
it.
dual salesperson. And
Right.
I've already got the hard part down. Oh, and then he also told me that I could do safety training, which is like a piece of cake for me. And
Yeah.
that's like $1,000 every time you do it.
Oh
And
wow.
it's just like a 3-hour course with a car, only
Yeah.
it's with a forklift. It's
That's
forklift training.
great. Yeah.
It's scissor lift training. And when you go in there, you're the expert for the safety. You can like look around and whatever you tell them they need, they buy it. Like, like anytime I've ever gone with the safety guy, and the safety guy was always like, you should do this, you should do this. So he was telling me, if you feel like you need to make money, you could do that. You can rent, I can just everything. So I just got to be happy with that. Be like, yeah, whatever,
Good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good fit.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? When somebody's giving you everything you really want, why argue with them?
Well, and that's how your last position happened. They just said yes to everything you said in the interview. And I think that's where I was coming from when I first mentioned that if someone had an opportunity to coach with you before going into an interview, it's not having the right question to ask in the right words or the right way. That's helpful, but more it's the absolute like it's not the can-do attitude. It's coming in with the appreciation of what you bring to the table and why you want to be there, and then the confidence. But confidence isn't cocky, right? Confidence is that excitement that you clearly show to not just be like make marks as a salesperson, to actually make a difference with the clients, the customers, and who you already know, right?
Right.
And I think that's a hard line to find. For me, I'll just say that I have this, I'm not good at interviewing, because the anxiety gets in the way from me just being myself.
Do you
So,
think it's because have you been in a position where you actually interviewed people?
oh, well, I have, but it's not like that, not in a corporate way. I had some influence in who was on my team, but not where it's my title, right? I'm
You
just
interviewed me.
I interviewed Kim, but that was simple, right? Like, can I get you a beer?
So
You know, it was kind of fast friends when I met Kim, and we had met at Clint and I interviewed her, and we were coming back from Tulsa, and we met someone in Tulsa and he was impressive, but he only had like 8 minutes left by the time we got there, and I'm like, okay, and it was a couple hours away, and then he's like, oh, and I'm not available, and I'm like, then why did we come on this way? I didn't say it out loud, but then we went and saw the Outsiders house because that's a big inspiration for Clint. And the film Outsiders, they have a museum set up where it was filmed. And so I made a few more phone calls because I didn't want to just have burnt the day doing nothing. And at least 3 people have mentioned Kim's name. So I was excited to meet her. And she was just really, really pleasant and excited to meet us. And we had met one other person that could fill that role. She's a line producer or unit production manager, depends how you're running the titles. And I didn't have a sway on the first couple people, and both Clint and I are just kind of winking at each other when she'd look away, like, this is it. We don't need to go any further than this.
Yeah,
So
we're done.
yeah, I know.
Uh,
We found one. Are we gonna
Hey.
say something? You know.
It's great.
Offline, you're gonna have to tell me who that other person was because I didn't know that.
We did. Yeah. Oh, you know who this other person is because I kept threatening that it was still their job that we didn't give them.
So I'm gonna show you this really. This is the woman that I'm like gonna be working. So let's see, share. And I gotta share the sound. And just show you this is what they did on their own, and I think it's kind of cool. Can you see that? Is it?
I'm just gonna make my screen bigger and shit.
With the house, you just need a pre-approval, an accepted offer, and you're off to contract. With a co-op, you need a 50-page resume, a reference letter from Frank Sinatra, and FBI clearance.
Not quite, but close. We reviewed DTI, occupancy rules, co-op questionnaires. We align the financing with the building policy, and we do this all to ensure a very smooth transaction. You want to get it done right the first time.
Very Queens. But isn't that adorable?
That's great.
That's
Fun.
Yeah.
It's friggin' adorable. And I mean, she's a lawyer, a real estate lady, and like a mom. Like that was I was like so impressed that that's what she came up with. I don't know where, maybe some company is teaching them how to do it, or maybe it's like some app, but that's adorable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
You know, because that's like the card that they send around, like that's a still, and then they
Yeah.
just came alive, you know?
That's
So
sweet.
when I used to interview people, I would try to get them to be as comfortable and
Mhm.
as much of them as themselves. So like I would ask them friggin' off the wall questions. Like I'd be in the back room and I'd be like, so what if I was to say to you, like, I need the back room cleaned up. Would you be able to like do this? And like you see them go like, oh my God, I don't want to clean up this back room, you know, right?
Yeah.
Or they'd be
Yeah.
like, well, if that was my duty, I would do it. I'm like, well, this is part of our duties, right? And then if it's really busy, I might have to ask you to move your lunch. Are you okay with that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, just to see what their their reaction is. And I met some lady that she was like working at the Gap or something. And she goes, these kids, they come in and I tell them what the job is. I tell them how much they're going to get paid. I tell them that they have to work one weekend day. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't pay me enough to do this, but you signed up for this. You signed up for $8.95 an hour, whatever it was. So I really had them like, you can make more money, but this is what you have to do. You have to be, and it worked, being honest with people. And
It is. I think that's,
them saying yes, 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 yes. I'd almost want them to say no about something.
yeah, that is a big key, is just being transparent, being honest, even when it's uncomfortable. All the people I've worked with here in Oklahoma, I've gotten some just huge reactions because I am honest with where the film status is, what we're working on, who we've talked to, the reactions from them, I'll tell them, oh, I didn't like this reaction, and then maybe they didn't like. So honesty rules. And I think too many people are trying to sugarcoat it. I mean, I do my diplomacy where it's necessary, but I'm not going to oversell something. And even when it's hard news to give, it's still taken way better than not talking about it.
And when I worked for other people, I hated when you work walking on eggshells. So I'm just like, that eggshell thing, just that if something's bothering you, talk to us, that whatever it is. And at the Penny Saver, I was just crazy. I would come home from an event, I'd be high-fiving everybody, putting music on, making them dance. I had a rug. Every time we made a sale, we would like shuffle across the rug and do the money dance. We're like, the money dance, the money dance.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gotta have fun. I mean,
You really had a
more
niche there.
than your home sometimes.
Yeah. They're big time commitments. And I think some companies have come into a new age where there's a little more balance. But it's still the biggest majority of our time is what you do. For me, it's just been with many clients. It hasn't been one employer. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I don't know how it slipped my mind, but I signed up with another company to do some more training. And I wasn't even thinking about it when it was happening because I can't remember now where it came from. But I'm like, oh, okay, well, they need California trainers. So let me just see if what their roster is, what their curriculum is. And so it was just, hey, let me see if, I think it was, oh, and then the girl wanted to call me back, like, let's set an appointment. I'm like, I'm openly available. I'll just move something. Whenever you can, do the Zoom or the call, just let me know. And she did. Like that day, I reached out. Now, this is also from I call them priors. So from the Fred Pryor seminar, there's 200 trainers at any given time, right? And we got really close there. So in doing that, then I had reached out to say, I've met her, right? I just didn't remember. And she called and she goes, oh, the power just went out right when we were turning Zoom on. And instead of canceling, she goes, I'm just going to call you on my phone. So we talked, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. And she's like, okay, I didn't know all of that. And we were at a same event in California many years ago. So I was surprised. Then she's like, okay, great. So I'm going to send you some information. And I left it at that. And I think it was the next day I had an email with onboarding information. I'm like, onboarding? Oh, okay. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. So I'm excited to get back in that shift of things and to know who I'm working with, because I can look at
California.
Yeah. But I can look at who's there and I know their prior people and I know when they were with Fred Pryor. So I know that the camaraderie that, we shared then.
Oh, but
because
that
there
means
was
you're
a
going
shift.
back to California.
Oh, I always was. It's just, she had said, well, are you, because you can't contract in California. You have to have your headquarters there, your business there, blah, blah, blah. So they can't ship in a trainer anymore, which was true when I was doing seminars. So you would sign up underneath an umbrella that was a California company and be able to do that, but they may have tightened everything down since I've been living there. So she asked about my California LLC and I'm like, I can get it as soon as you book something, right? Because of just how that tax works. It's an immediate bill you owe the state. So absolutely, I will do that. It happens in an hour. No problem doing that once you book the business.
And how do you get there for your first gig?
Oh, it's flights. Like they would be paying for the flight to get me to my
How are you
training.
getting on the flight?
We'll figure that out.
Good question.
It's all working out.
So wait a minute, are you going back to LA permanently now to do this
No.
job?
It's not a job, it's a contract. Right? So
Okay.
the way contract training works is when they close the business, then we talk about availabilities, right? So, and then it would only be like a 1 day training. She didn't even talk about any long trainings that are, the longest training in their government contracts are where they specialize. The longest one that I know that one of my colleagues does is like a 3 day AI data storytelling kind of training.
So you would
They
just
have
fly
any
in and then come back here.
They'd just be,
Sure.
in and out.
Do
Mhm.
they have any in New York that you could come here and go
Yeah.
back?
If they do, I'm going to be asking them because I got someone to go see in Queens.
You can
I
come
gotta see
to
my girl.
Utah too.
Come to Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just travel
they just-
around.
And
They
what
just
about
asked-
Oklahoma?
On my onboarding. Oh, yeah. And on the form, it's like, what are your airports? And it's like SNA and OKC, apparently. And those are so they might look at that like, what? That's okay. They, just like the film business, speakers, trainers, facilitators are very used to they're like master gig workers and stacking projects and contracts. So, and they haven't closed. That's what I found out when I didn't know if she'd be uncomfortable with me saying I let my LLC lapse. But then when I told her, what the liability is, how much that tax bill is, I'm happy to turn it on. It takes an hour. She was fine with that. And
They do that with events too.
yeah,
Like, if I don't have an event for a year, I'm not gonna hold insurance. Like, I'm not gonna pay for it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just turn it on. You just call up and you get the liability insurance, event insurance.
Hmm. So it was cool. It was
Well,
surprising.
that's exciting news.
It is.
You've got a job.
Well, a contract. And they're
Right.
fun people. Just seeing who's with the company and, kind of the circle of influence that I had at prior, the people I knew, and then their circles, I knew a good number of the people, at least that are like the executives in charge, the ones that are listed on the website. So that was cool.
So just before we move on, how Queens did those two women sound?
I'm very quick. I'm thinking, are you running that at like 1.5 speed? That was fast. People say I talk fast.
That's how they talk.
Yeah.
They're like, and my accent gets worse when I hang out with them.
Yeah.
When I hang out with my sister, it gets better. It like kind of like I take the foot off the gas. It depends who I'm talking to.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, and that was, I have to say, Jersey is, of I've done 49 states, of all the places I did, speaking, Jersey was one of my favorites. Hawaii is a favorite because of where it is. But as far as personality in the room, it's Jersey all day long. I don't have to like be diplomatic. I don't have to hold hands. I don't have to say, there's so much, like of a circus going on in your head when you're trying to say something politely, nicely, and at the right speed. And it's really a point you want to get across, but you have to be, you have sugarcoat it, so well. You don't do any of that in Jersey. And I love Jersey for that you can talk to adults in the room like they're adults.
Yeah.
And I talk fast, so they appreciate that. But after seeing that ad, I don't talk
You have
fast.
to mirror and match people, right? No matter what, like if you're in some slow place and you're like, hey, like you can't talk like us. It won't work. You lose.
No. And I think the slowest place I had to do a seminar was Corpus Christi, Texas. And I had no idea how I was going to get through the workbook. I'm literally going, what? Like, they aren't hearing anything. So I slow down. And then when slowing down wasn't enough, then I put in some fixin'-tas and some y'alls and put a little bit of draw because, I'd lived there for a minute. So I picked up that Texas draw and then they understood me because they, just sprinkled in some of the stuff they're used to hearing. But slowing it down, my brain was trying to figure out where can I skip some material in order to talk this slow.
So Kim, did you decide to come on because you had news to share with us or you just hanging?
No, Julie, well, I told Julie that I wasn't going to make it for a couple of days there during Halloween and all that. And then Julie said Did I get the wrong night? Isn't there supposed to be a special guest?
Yeah, she couldn't make it tonight, so she'll come on. Human design. So we're gonna get to
Because she was
see.
going to Machu Picchu, same person?
No,
No, that's another one.
Well,
So
either
Melanie,
way, I was wanting to come on tonight anyway. I hadn't been on in a couple of nights, so wanted to see what was going on.
We could
Yeah.
do an exercise if anybody wants to.
absolutely.
The hidden switch to manifestation. Do you ever wonder why some people desires feel blocked, and no matter what they do, they can't visualize it? If not, what it's not what you want, but it's what you're truly open to receiving. So discover the subtle shift in perspectives that is unlocked with new possibilities beyond positive thinking if you do a what if catalyst. Why traditional affirmations sometimes fall flat and leave you feeling stuck. I believe, like, if we want to talk about that for a minute, people make their affirmations really, really complicated, and you have to think of your subconscious mind as like a 5-year-old child, and you have to keep it super, super simple. It's not like, I'm exponentially going to grow with this establishment, whatever. You're just like, I grow. Like, I'm rich. I'm
Yeah.
this, I'm going to, do micrograms and drink water to, like, no, I'm fit. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I'm fabulous, Before I turned 50, I did the Fit, Fabulous, and 50. And I did that for like a half a year before I was 50. And then when I was 50, and I was amazing at 50. Like, I just didn't let up. It was just, I was 50 before I was 50, but I was fabulous when I got there.
Nah.
It was awesome. So if you're,
But wait, I think there's a secret here you're not saying. I think it's a mantra that you say in your head, not just daily, but multiple times throughout the day. Would you agree with that?
absolutely.
Okay.
And then, when we were working with mantras and people, they kind of were making these really complicated mantras. And then we were saying, like, I make healthy choices, mind, body, and soul. That covers everything. That
Yeah.
covers everything. That doesn't, you're not going to eat badly. I move my body daily with ease. If you say I move my body daily with ease, all of a sudden you're parking at the end of the parking lot. You're like, oh, I'll walk to the store instead of, whatever. I always just buy the groceries that I can carry. I never like take a wagon and like pack shit up, except if Amazon comes. They do that,
Yeah.
But
Now I used to add another one to the
grateful for all the wonderful things that are happening in my life now. So you're presupposing that wonderful things are happening, and you say it with the now. And the people that were in the little test pilot that we had, they kept using the word wonderful. And they'd be like, oh my God, you're never going to believe the wonderful thing that happened. I'm like, no, you're kidding.
Yeah.
It's a very easy, so that's definitely like a what if. And then if you have like, I have that beautiful upstairs. I have like it was a cake box from like Oprah's Favorite Things or something like that. And it's like a velvet, almost like a hat box with like a cushy cover on the top of it. And I took a pin and I said, everything in this box is. And then, like, if I saw something that I liked, I just cut it out and I just put it in there.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's like a vision board, but sometimes I would even use that stuff to make a vision board.
Yeah.
So, and practicing speaking as if you are already there, not like I'm going to get there. Oh, when I get thinner, like your language just has to be, I'm fit and thin and I'm happy and healthy. And, I move my body. It's all those things. And you have to do gratitude. And I told you guys that lady that wrote the book about manifesting, she like divided the class. She's like, all these people can manifest things. Why is it that this group right here, like, what do they have in common? And they were all divorced and hurt. And they were all not forgiving. And every single one of them and maybe there was like one person that wasn't divorced, but they just couldn't forgive. So like, what is it that you have to forgive that you can manifest? What is it that you have to believe to know that like, so like I was getting into stinking thinking with this boss, right? Because I was like reading that and thinking like he's holding all this stuff against me. And then that what clicked was on the phone call that he wants me to work there as much as I want to work there. We have the same common thing. And then all of a sudden I was just like, you know what? It's okay. And I said, there's no way for me to know, just like in a car dealership, the pay plan and how it works. I just have to trust that he has good intentions and that, he said, I want you to make so much money. I want you to make more money than you ever made, because if you're making that much money, I'm making that much money because you get a percentage. So,
but that was a big tip though, to repeat what you just said, is he wants me there as much as I want to be there. Right. And this is just to make sure that we read each other the same way. And, this is kind of the final piece.
Yeah.
And while you were talking, I was thinking, that's where I need more work, is not focusing on when it didn't happen. Right. Or having a bad interview memory. Right. Or having I did all this and then when it didn't work, it's like, no, that may or may not have happened. And look where it brought you instead. Because it wasn't there for you. Like you mentioned one of our shows about buying a house. If and when you will, the house you're meant to be in is your house. It's going to come forward when it's time.
So that whole energy thing, and this I believe to my core, and I think this is why I am so successful in sales, is that like I know people spend a whole bunch of time with somebody, especially like if they're buying a house, right? And they're like, I spent so much time with them. And then the nerve of them, they bought the house across the street from the owners. Now we got to look at them every day and this, that, and the other thing. They think that all that energy stays there. And that's not the case. The energy has to go to the next place. It overflows. So if you didn't buy a car from me and then Suzanne came in or Roz came in, right? You'd be like, the energy's already there. Like I'm at a tipping point. I'm going to sell Roz a car and it's going to be a better deal. And you know what? Maybe I was trying to sell you that car, but you weren't in love with it, but she's in love with it. And she just goes, yeah, I'll take it. The old man that walked in the dealership, and everybody said like they would have started him out downstairs at the cheapest cars, right? They didn't even know what he drove in, right? Yeah. I just took everybody upstairs. Like that was where the AMGs were. They're the most expensive cars. I'm like, I can always go downstairs, right? Take the guy up in the elevator. And we focused on, he didn't want anything upstairs. As soon as we got downstairs, they were so much cheaper. He bought the most expensive car on the first floor. And then I went out to his car. He had a BMW 750. Like, and they're like, oh, he laid down for you. I go, yeah, but if he would have laid down for you, he would be in a C350 because you would have brought him over here. You would have never went upstairs.
Yeah, that's true.
No. A lay down when I didn't even know what a lay down was. I go, oh, did he have a mattress on his back? Because he just laid down for you.
No, that's called Debbie Ann's magic. She knows what she's doing. And you're right. Once you have them up there looking at the AMGs, wow, everything just looks in my price range once I walked away from that.
And then you like kind of do that whole break it down to like, if you're trying to get somebody to do a program, it's like, do you go to Starbucks? You spend $5 a day. $5 a day is $150 a month, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you're breaking it, if I'm trying to tell you something that's $150, that's a lot of money. But if I'm telling you it's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, aren't you worth it?
Yeah.
If I mean it, if I believe it, if I,
right.
Think
the belief has to be there. I've coached a lot of speakers or trainers, and they would try other speakers' techniques. And, if I'm auditing them and watching, I'm like, that one's not working for you. And it's not because you can't do it, it's because it's not yours. You haven't made it your own yet. You don't really believe it, and it's not coming across to everybody in the room that way. But if we can polish on the part of where is your belief and why do you want them to get this? You don't want them to get this because it's going to affect your bank account, right? And I think that was the biggest thing that was missing when there's back of the room sales, is how you're coming across. And there were a lot of trainers that really need to come from that place, or they come in and they say, no, I just want to train people, right? So they thought they could have part of the job without the other part. They want to be the trainer and fix their problem, but I don't want to do the back of the room sales. I'm like, do you really think they're going to memorize everything that happened in 6 hours? Like, now their life has changed? Because
And what
that's not.
your presence is going to make them change. The
Yeah, that's
biggest
not
thing
reasonable.
whenever I went to a program, and
Yeah.
if I was selling training, is that implementation, right? So you went to all these programs, you went home and you just didn't know where to start. If you have a coaching program in alignment with whatever you just learned and you're excited about it, boom, you're going to sell it all day long.
Yeah.
It's like, and I also have that thing, like, I am a gambler, right? And I like to win. I like to win at all costs. My sister, her son came out and said, "Oh, I beat Aunt Debbie, but I don't think I really beat her. She let me win." And my sister goes, "Oh, no. Aunt Debbie did not let you win. You won, you won. She did not let anybody win. I don't care you're 4.5 years old. She did not let you win. You won."
That's
So I have that thing too. So, like, what is the outcome of giving a speech or giving a talk is that
Yeah.
you sell something, you help somebody change, hey, some people could go to your class and buy a book and change. Some people,
Well, and it's really also that impact, right? If you came here, now some people are sent there, I get that, but some people actually come because they want to make some sort of a change that's happening. And I can't give you my cell phone number. So if you can't call me and ask me, or walk you through this, or, let's role play that, I can give you the next best thing. And I absolutely believed in some of the things in the back of the room. And I would tell them the things I didn't believe in. Don't get that thing.
right.
I made
And
it a
there's
reason.
also, like, there's different, like, if you're trying to teach somebody that knows everything, a coaching program, that's not really fair,
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you're trying to teach somebody that just needs a little bit of help,
Right.
I mean, with the Tony Robbins program, they give you coaching, like when you buy like the $10,000, and then, like, a lot of people keep it because it's valuable,
Yeah. Hmm.
So what needs attention and shifting? Like, so you were just saying that when you're interviewing, you need to be more relaxed to ask better questions, Julie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Right.
that, and maybe it's from remembering that they're trying to fill a need as much as I am a fill for that need, right? Just remembering that. I think I'm going into it like it's an interrogation, and I don't need to be coming from that place. So that's my first thing is how are you entering if it's a Zoom or a room, doesn't matter.
When
How are
I
you
date
entering?
people.
Yeah.
I
Huh?
go for the interrogation when I'm dating. They go, "This guy feels like a job interview." Well, that's what I had to do. I'm sorry. Can I do a background check on you?
Yeah.
How would one powerful question rewire your subconscious for expansion? That's a very complicated question. What powerful question could you ask yourself to set yourself up? That's a better question.
I have it.
powerful
I think one of the most powerful questions that I use a lot in coaching, because it shows up, is it true?
Mm,
And there's a process to is it true? We're at the top of the hour, so I'll be quick. So it's one thing to have, I told you my anxieties, right? And then if someone is going to, is it true me? Then they're going to keep asking, is it true? Until they get to the
True.
big lie I've been telling myself, because it's not just I'm nervous, I'm anxious. And it's like, but is that true? Yeah, I'm nervous and anxious. Yeah, but is that all it is? Is that true? Okay, well, it's because I just don't know if they da. Yeah, but is that true? And when you keep going, eventually you'll get to the actual, okay, well, this job interview, this is what happened. And it actually ends up being this whole lie that you've held on to for 3 years, 10 years, 20 years. And it's still this residue, right? That needs to be released so you can go into the next
So we
meeting
sometimes
without.
say the same thing, but we
Say
say,
again?
is that the story you're telling yourself? Is that the
Mhm.
story or is that the fact? Is that the story? That's the
It's
story you're
similar.
comfortable telling yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I went on a job interview and they didn't need me or whatever. Is that the
Right.
story or is that the truth? Right.
Right.
And then what is, we can say, what if thinking today or tomorrow, today for me, tomorrow for you guys, use the what if and see how it feels. Like try it on.
Yeah.
Try it on and see what it feels like. What if that I have no reason to not, trust this guy. What if he's really telling me the truth, which I think he is, and I'm going to believe it. All
Mhm.
good.
Right.
What if I kill this job?
Right.
I'm going to get Brinks back. I'm going to be like, "Heh." Oh,
Well,
Julie,
and now
what
we've done
customers are going to steal.
We've done so much work now on your like data management from the last place. I think you're gonna approach it from a whole new space. Like, okay, Julie, let's figure this out. Because there's a way to get super analytical with your data and do some, true scenarios. And I think you'd really enjoy that, Debbie Ann.
I have all my customers on that database, Julie.
Yeah, yeah.
How many customers are there? Like 400 customers? They're all people that bought stuff. And
Yeah.
my boss doesn't, the old boss, they just want to do big companies now. They don't even care about the little guys. So I'm going to be like, hey, I heard they don't, they're not doing business with the little guys anymore. So I'm here to save you.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm here to save you.
That's awesome.
Awesome. It's going to be super easy. So
I'm
I
gonna
just
have
have
you.
makeup on. I do look a little bit like the picture.
You look wonderful. You look like you came from the salon tonight. I mean, you do every night, but there's something you
No,
did different.
I found my like hairspray that I needed to use, not that stiff stuff, the regular stuff.
One of these days I'll come in done.
It's all good. You could put a
Yeah.
filter on TikTok and you could just look amazing.
I can't figure out how to do them. Julie's gonna have to come over
We'll
and give me a
do.
lesson.
How about
lesson.
So I'll tell you guys, I'll teach you guys tomorrow. We'll all take out our phone and we'll all go on TikTok and we'll just do a really quick TikTok.
we'll
Sounds
put it
fun.
on the screen. So tonight
That
or
would be really
tomorrow,
cute. Yeah.
we'll figure out how to
Yeah,
share an iPhone screen on your computer. Because I think it's a real simple thing.
We'll do it and
Yeah.
I'll show you exactly how to pick out like a trending song so that you get traction, even if you don't say anything, whatever. And the election was tonight and the young guy won.
Yeah,
And
I saw
all
that.
the Democrats won.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting.
See, the podcast is working. I mean, we just keep manifesting every night we come. So
Good stuff.
I don't want to say this, but I'm saying it. I have a feeling they're going to be like, it was rigged.
Oh,
course
yeah,
they
well,
are.
100%.
Yeah, they're totally going to say it. And Como lost by just the amount that the Sliwa guy, the guardian angel guy,
yeah.
so they would have been like tied if he would have stepped out of the race.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's always those because
What
all the counts aren't technically in, right? Like tomorrow, do they certify the results? So
You
it's
should
hard
have
to come
seen
to it.
Staten Island. Like the guy was winning, like he was like so far ahead, and then Staten Island came in. They didn't vote. There was that one vote, but then, which I think is a little fishy too. Like
Oh yeah.
there are definitely people on. Yeah, I mean, like literally, the whole Staten Island was like boom. Yeah.
And if you look it up, that's what happened
Yeah,
in this last
Como-
election too. Yeah. If
Como
you actually
was-
dig for the
Como was switched. He used to be a Democrat, but he switched. He wasn't going to be a Democrat if he was going to be a puppet, whatever. Anyway,
So-
we'll cut that out.
Thank you, Debbie. And hey, remind them for anybody that wants to join us, come on, have something they want to talk about. We do take requests, so
Yeah.
feel
So
free.
what we need to do is tonight or tomorrow, I'll make a new commercial, and we'll re-invite people, and we'll re-invite people with the new time.
Oh, I'm like, we don't need a new commercial, but yeah, if there's a little time slot in there.
Yeah, I could change the time on it.
Sure.
I
See
think
you tomorrow. Kimmy, you gonna come back tomorrow?
I will try.
Okay.
Are we doing the after party?
Tonight?
I'm
No,
here.
it's late.
You
Totally.
guys
I was just
stay if
throwing
you
it out
want.
there. Yeah.
You
Okay,
want to
so
stay now?
say again.
Do you want to stay?
I didn't hear a resounding yes. So tonight
No,
is going to be
I'm
no.
recently trying to get a little bit back on track.
Yes. We'll do it another night.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you
Love you.
tomorrow.
Bye.
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 Bye, Roz. All right, everybody. That was really number 29. And thank you for coming by. We are starting at 11 Eastern Standard Time. So if anybody would like to rearrange their hours and come on, we could talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. And hope to see you soon and hope you enjoyed the show. Wasn't really focused on too much tonight. We're just talking about a whole bunch of different things. But you know what? Sometimes something sticks and it's exactly what you needed to hear. And I hope one of us said something that you needed to hear. And have a great night. Bye.